All right. Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Depending on where you're watching us from, I'm your host today. My name is Femi. And with me today, I have my business partner, Dr. Choma, but she will introduce herself later. And today, we're going to be talking on something that's very interesting. I'm sure every time you have been hearing us talk about this business, and you wonder, why do they always talk about this business so much? And the reason is because we think this is one of the ultimate portable businesses that you can ever have. But I digress. I'll allow Dr. Chema to introduce herself, and then we'll kick the ball rolling.
Okay. Thank you so much, Femi. Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. I'm a pediatrician, I'm a mom of three, and also someone who is dedicated to creating options beyond just one income. My hands are full, but I appreciate this opportunity that I'm able to diversify my passion. So, this topic, it's very personal to me, and that is because most of us believe that business has to look a certain way, kind of it has to be like a physical shop or like a location, or you have to worry about staff, you have to, there has to be a huge commitment to it. But in this age and era, I love to always stress this importance of the fact that we are in an age and era of the internet. Things are changing. And yeah, so thank you so much, Femi, for inviting me on this Go Live. And I'm happy to share and for us to discuss about this topic. Thank you. Mhm.
Thank you, Dr. Chema, for always showing up and never disappointing. All right, guys. Before we proceed, if you're watching us live, please you can just type something in the comment section. You can just type live or type where you're watching from, and those that may be watching replay, you let us know where you're watching from as well. So, as Dr. Choma said earlier on, it's a digital age. Everything is online. So why bother yourself with all those stress of doing things you know um, offline. So now, like what we're talking about today, we're talking about how that this business be the ultimate, ultimate portable business. You see, like when you have a business that's not tied to location, a business that moves with you. Yeah. How are you? Excuse me. How are you? I saw your baby. So like you have a business, that that can go with you anywhere. A business that does not require you to have a physical location and all of that. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people just value, and that's one of the reasons why we're seeing more of this today. It actually depicts some level of flexibility. I'm like, don't you think so?
Yes, I
Yeah.
totally agree with you. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Femi. Yes. I
Yeah,
do have, yeah, my baby here in the background, but it's okay.
yeah, I can see that. How are you?
Hi, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, I do agree with you. So for me, I would say um for me, what changed for me is at some point realizing that um my income was tied to my presence. So if I wasn't there, nothing was moving, right? So
Mm,
as a mom, as a professional, as someone who I have my kids' responsibility, those kind of structure of business where you have to be physically present, or even with our current work and profession, it just presents its limits, right? So, but when I found this digital business model, that was the first time I saw something that could actually move with me. Like I can be at
mm,
home, I can do it between my shifts, I can even do it while I'm traveling. And for me, that has changed a lot for me. And so I am super grateful, yeah, for this opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like this business actually, like it actually embodies, the flexibilities, of balancing a demanding career with family and still running business. I know that a lot of people that, because of the way the world is today, like nothing is a guarantee. So you see that a lot of people really want to have something on the side just to be sure that, there's no, I mean, like there are no surprises, right? But oftentimes it becomes difficult when people are still tied to the old way of thinking in terms of the brick and mortar businesses. I mean, like combining that with a demanding career, and also with a family, particularly for a mother. I mean, that could be very difficult. And that's one of the things that you really are enjoying as a pediatrician, being I mean, like having a very demanding career and having young kids as well, and the hobby. You have to take care of all these people, and then how is it possible to run a business on the side? you know
So I'd rather say that what makes it possible or what makes it a portable business is the fact that it has to do with working with digital systems. There is automated platforms to it, and you have global access. We have access to the internet, so in any location where you find yourself and you have access to the internet, you can be able to log onto your computer, log onto your phone, and still be able to do your business setup, check up on your business. So that is what makes it, so it's not dependent on your location. And how am I able to handle it and juggle it with my responsibilities? Yes, because I can do it from the comfort of my phone, and I'm always with my phone everywhere. So I can be doing something and I can just quickly check up on my business. That is why I'm able to do it alongside what my daily responsibilities are, and it just makes that perfect and beautiful match for me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I really like that. You said that your business is on your phone, your business is on your computer. Some people may not really understand that though, because oftentimes we tell people that there's so many things out there online, and we agree also. We kind of like understand when people feel a bit skeptical when people are thinking that this could be a scam and all that, because there's so many things out there, and it's just so important for people to be able to be sure what they're doing. So we tell people that any business, that does not have products, that does not have uh, products or services, are not really legit, most times, because we have seen in the past where people say, bring somebody, that they ask you to bring a certain amount of money, you drop it, and they say, bring somebody and bring this other person, and then money will start coming. That way, we know that we know that the system is robbing Paul to pay Peter, which is not really a business. So we say, okay, like that, there are products that are involved, there are services that are involved. So, I mean, like, how can you possibly have a business that's portable when products are involved, when services are involved?
So I mean, that's a good question. How can you, because it's possible, because this is a business platform, and in the business platform, it is set up in a way that by being part of this business, you are being part of the global business structure, in
Oh,
which you are partnered with global companies, and through that is how your business is set up, and not necessarily requiring you to have to carry, or do the companies handle all the products and shipping by themselves, and they handle all the logistics that have to do with providing those services, and taking care of those products. That is what makes our business model different, right? And that's what makes it very unique, the fact that we have this partnership, and when people are in
Don't worry, go ahead, go ahead. I can understand the language.
And when people and when people join, or when people become partners in this business, they can equally get plugged into that system that is automated and works in the background for them, and that is what makes this
Yeah,
business unique in itself. Yeah.
absolutely. Because I mean, like you don't really sell those products. Even the products are involved. I can't really say that you don't sell the products. Products are sold, but you are not the one selling the products, right? Like we are more like an affiliate franchise, right? We don't sell the product. That's why we don't carry the products. That's why we don't carry the overhead, of cost of having a shop or having a sales assistant, whatever. And why we say that we don't sell products is simply because, we really don't sell products, right? Like we have a business model that we sell to people. So anyone that wants to be a part of the business, will have to buy from the product package, and it's just once and for all, right? And that's one of the reasons why we don't carry products. And even when somebody wants to buy that product package, I mean, like we don't I mean, like we don't make the distribution like you said earlier on. It's the parent company that does all of that. I mean, that's quite impressive, with our automated system. You see, like just a week ago, I was on the cruise, um on the Americas, right? The Caribbeans rather. Um, so this cruise was a business/leisure cruise where we met with other business partners and all of that. And of course, while we're there, we're running our businesses. Because like you said earlier on, all we just needed to do was our phone and our computers. And as long as there's internet, we carry our businesses wherever we go. So our business is not tied to location. Rather, it is tied to a system, and a system that is functional. So wherever you go, your business goes with you. So like what does it actually look like in real life, Dr. Choma?
So what our business actually does look like is that in this business, if you're to run your business, you're not most likely having to ask for permission to travel. You're not worried about losing income if you move away for some time in your business. You can actually be creating
Wow.
moments with your family. You can actually, part of this whole is all about what we're doing and what I'm doing. It's all part of the business. You can be with your kids in the background and still
Yeah,
be
I mean,
doing
I just as your kid is with you right now.
I'm
Yeah.
just doing my business as well. For me
Mm.
personally, it just means like I can show up as, I can show up as a doctor, I can show up as a mom, but also have something running alongside me, whatever I'm doing throughout my 24-hour everyday life, right? Something is just running in the background. And that flexibility, that peace of mind, it's just an option. And that's what it really looks like. That is what our business looks like. Doing something that just works in the background as you're doing your daily life. Yeah, that's the beauty. And that's what it is.
Okay, so with all of this that you have said now, and haven't used yourself as an example as a pediatrician, having a busy schedule with your family and all of that. Okay, so speaking to somebody that may be watching us right now, that's probably thinking that, is this realistic? How is this possible? Can it really work for someone like me? Like someone like me can be a doctor just like yourself, can be an engineer like myself, can be a teacher, can be anything, can be anybody. So how can this really work for me? I mean, like, is that a question that you'd be willing to answer?
Yeah, sure. And I understand that completely. And I understand from the perspective of someone who is probably watching and wondering, how can I also imply this or put this in my own life, or, depending on what my career is or how busy my schedule is. But this is the truth. You don't need to know everything to start. You don't need to have to quit your job. You have a system that is already in place, and what we do in this business system is once you show interest, we are able to guide you and help you set up your business structure to be working for you in the background. So it's designed for real people, it's designed for busy professionals, parents, people with responsibilities. The key difference is in this business, you're also not building it alone. You're going to have support. You're going to have things that the trainings and also the global community that also would support you in this business. And you can be able to, yes, do it and have it also working in your life as well, too, just as it is working for us. Yeah.
Well, so you had it all. I mean, if you can use your phone, use your computer, then you can learn the business. I mean, like I mean, like most of us were not tech savvy, when we joined this business. I didn't have any knowledge of social media and all of those things, but as long as the interest is there, which should be there anyway, if you're actually looking to do something in nature of this business, right? You should have that interest. And if you are coachable, if you are willing to learn, then it shouldn't be any problem for you at all. And so, like, this is where today we're going to draw this curtain, the curtain today, and we're going to say a big thank you to all of you. And should you be out there after hearing all of these things that we're talking about, if um, you want to learn more, or if you have any questions whatsoever, you can leave it on the comment section, and we'll get back to you. Or you can
Right.
reach us any which way, through our pages, our Instagram pages, our Facebook business pages or personal pages, and we'll be up to sharing with you all that's necessary for you to know without holding back at all. So with this, we say a big thank you to all of you, and let's say a big thank you also to John. And the little baby there is speaking baby language. I'm
Voice
trying
is
to
still in
understand
the
what she's saying
background.
anyway. So,
Yeah.
so this is where we draw the curtain. And, you have a good night, and God bless you all. Until we see you sometime next week, same time. Cheers. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Bye.